Okay. Looks like we are live. We are
Hey,
live here.
everybody.
Hey. First
Welcome.
happy half hour of a brand new year.
I'm Sam Shukavage, and with me, as always, is David Shukavage, and we are with Carolina Retirement Planners. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And every week since, for what, 27 weeks now or something, for over half a year, we have every week come to you at 4:30 on a Thursday to bring a little wisdom, have a little fun, and have a reason to sit here and have a drink, you know? And what are you drinking today, Sam? Are you drinking anything profound?
I'm not. I'm doing the dry January. So I'm drinking a Tama tea. So for those of you who have not had one, it is a sparkling green tea that is made right here in Wilmington. This is a peach pear. So I'm trying to get, rejuvenate myself with a little bit of, I don't know, antioxidants. What about you?
I'm actually just drinking my iced tea today. I'm just, nothing real fancy today. Also, I'm trying to also throttle back after the holiday drinking. It's kind of like time to maybe abstain a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
So I see Bruce is here.
And Cindy, welcome y'all. For those of you who may have either forgotten or it may be your first time joining us, we're on Zoom streaming to you live through Facebook. Our wonderful marketing director, Amy, is here kind of facilitating. She's bringing your comments to us. We can't tell that you're here unless you type something in the chat. So we'd love for you to say hi. Let us know you're here. Let us know what you're drinking. Say Happy New Year's. We're wishing y'all a Happy New Year. Hopefully 2021 treats us a little bit better than 2020 did.
I see Brad has joined us.
Happy
Rick
New Year,
is here.
Brad.
That means Marcy's probably not far behind there.
And Rick and Charlene, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all.
And Rich, Happy New Year to you.
Yeah. We and Lisa.
Hi, you made it. Happy New Year.
So we had a lot of people send in what they were happy about for the new year, didn't we?
We did. That was one of the things that we did today is we asked y'all in our email to tell us your favorite thing about 2020. There's a lot to complain about, so we wanted to hear from you what you enjoyed, what brought you some joy in last year. So from Beverly and Ray, they said that so while some cook-infested homes are suffering COVID-19 in the form of 19 new pounds, they are not so good at cooking or willing to cook. So therefore, they have shed a few pounds. Wow. Not that there's anyone there to notice, but they know and they're grateful. So I thought that was pretty cool. And Ed and Karen, their favorite part of 2020 was less congestion on the roads, at the stores, and at restaurants. So whenever they did go out, it was more enjoyable because everything was less crowded. And this one I really enjoyed because Vicky and Bill, they got a new puppy.
A new puppy, okay.
Gracie. And they gave us permission to share a picture of her. Mm-hmm. So if you give me a second, I am going to share my screen. So this is sweet Gracie.
Is that not the cutest, fluffiest dog? I just want to hug it and kiss it. It looks like a little stuffed dog. I love that little puppy.
It does look like the ultimate stuffed toy. And I have to say, I really like cute dog pictures more than cute cat pictures. It just...
I have to agree. I the same way.
I appreciate all cute animal pictures. And I figured today, there's nobody who would be upset to see this little adorable muffin smiling back at them. So I just wanted to take a minute and share some of the things that our clients were grateful with.
Oh, and in the meantime, we have Diane, Robert, Paula, Heidi is here. Rick
Hi.
is here. Good to have you all. Who else, Sam?
Oh, we've got Carol Ann and David and Pat and Philip and Mary and Becky and Bruce. He said that 2020 was a great year for playing golf frequently, which is excellent. So another thing to be grateful for. So happy New Year's to y'all. And Miranda and Jay and Carter made it. So happy New Year's to everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dad, what about you? Is anything new with you this year?
Well, actually, there is something new. I decided on January 1st to shave off my mustache. And I have had this mustache since 1980. When I got out of Cornell, I went down the road to Corning and I worked as an engineer for a year, and they saw this bright-eyed guy and they said, we'll promote you to supervisor. So about after a year, I was promoted to section supervisor. I had about 60 people, 9 departments no one else wanted. And I grew a beard to try to look a little older, you know, and you look at the old pictures, I had a nice black beard, and then over time it kind of, I shaved off the beard, and in the last year, especially with all these videos, I've begun to realize that it kind of got lost. You couldn't tell, it was gray, you know, and so it just kind of got hidden away. And so I said, there's really no reason to keep it. So on January 1st, I shaved it off. Nobody here in all our Zoom meetings has noticed yet.
Whenever you just said that, I had to make I was like zoomed in. I had to make my screen bigger to see if you'd already done it or not.
Yeah.
Wow, you're right. I didn't even notice. I haven't seen you in person since the new year.
I'm pretty good about noticing things like that. Now, granted, I'm a little wonky today, but I didn't even notice. And
I was expecting Amy. I was expecting Amy.
Wow, that just tells you how I'm doing. Sorry.
I can't even believe that nobody noticed.
Yeah.
Well, it looks excellent, Dad. But
Okay.
what does Mom think about it?
Well, this is the interesting thing. Mom has never seen me without a mustache or a beard. I've had it since I've known her. She has not noticed yet either. Now, this brings up a question. You know, I've worn a mustache since all the time she known me. She hasn't noticed. Now, I've known her for many years too, and she's never had a mustache. And I like to think that if she went into the bathroom and came back out with a mustache, I would have noticed, right? It just seems obvious. So how is it she didn't notice? She saw me in person, but she has not yet noticed. And I don't know if she's here watching or not, but anyhow, that was just a little bit.
I won't tell her. We'll see how long.
We'll see how long it takes her to notice.
Actually, my husband shaved his beard a few weeks ago, and I noticed right away I didn't like it at all. We had to talk about that. But I like that.
That's honestly kind of funny. That's awesome.
I love how she hasn't noticed.
Yeah, it's like, and it was better when it was, I look at old picture, it was better when it was black, but it got even grayer than my hair up here. So, so it goes,
Ed says that your upper lip needs a little bit of sun.
Yeah, maybe it does,
And on another note, which I think is really cool, Norm just chimed in and said that he's attending this while his son and daughter-in-law are in the hospital giving birth to their first child, but that he just can't miss being here right now. So Norm, we appreciate that you're here, but congratulations on your impending grandchild. So that is really exciting. But I'm taking a look at the time. So let's go ahead and get started. Last time we tried to do this in true 2020 fashion, the the technology gods were against us, and we were unable to get Zoom and Facebook to function correctly, to get up and running to do this presentation for you. So Dad, what are we talking about today?
Well, let me go pull it up. Today we are going to today, we are going to talk about roller coasters. And really, in fact, we are going to talk about the roller coaster that was 2020, because there's lots of lessons here in 2020 and what it means. And this here is a picture of you can see this is the stock market over the course of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And we had, as you all probably recall, we had a great big drop here in the February, March timeframe. How far did it drop, Sam? Do you recall?
I believe it was 33%. If we're
That's
looking
right.
at the S&P.
It was minus 33%. This is the S&P 500. It is the 500 biggest stocks, biggest companies in the US. And between February 19th and March 23rd, it fell about 33% in like 32, 33 days. Fastest drop we've ever seen. And what's kind of interesting is, and what we were, truly blessed with is, if you look at it, by somewhere in the August, September timeframe, it all came back. It recovered. Amazing that it did that. It was your classic V-shaped recovery. But everything didn't behave the same. And there's some really good lessons here if we go inside this and look a little closer at what was the winners and the losers and such. But overall, the market ended up about 16% up, plus 16. From where it started to where it ended was about a 16% gain overall in the S&P. So let's dig down a little deeper. One of the ways.
So I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I'm noticing here in the chat that your beautiful wife is participating in our happy.
Oh, darn. I thought I could drag this on for months. She knows. Okay. Well, so one of the ways when we look at stocks, they ought to break them up into different parts. And on this axis, we have the size of the company, which is they call it market capitalization, but it's basically these are small and these are large. And then here they have things like value stocks. A value stock is a stock that is probably underrated. It probably could grow more based on its earnings history and everything else. That we expect it to go higher. And we also have growth stocks. Growth stocks are stocks like technical stocks that we think are going to go up real fast, And I want to concentrate on these two blocks here and look at how they each did during this past year. And let's start with the growth stocks, okay? This is the purple line is the S&P.
Okay.
And again, it's up about 16%. And the blue line is a Vanguard fund called VUG. It's the Vanguard Growth Fund. And you can see that it's up 33%. So it's up twice as far as the S&P as a whole. And what makes up the Vanguard? Well, the top 6 stocks are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Facebook, and Tesla. You can see these are the top 6 stocks that are there. So boy, those were all big winners. In fact, let's drill down a little more into Apple. Apple, this top one here is Apple.
Mhm.
Wonder if I can draw a picture of an apple. Am I good enough?
Dad, you can barely write VUG coherently.
Yeah, I know it's
Oh,
a little tough
looks like
writing
it's
on the
kind of like
slippery
just a bite
surface.
out of an apple. It's like Snow White's apple.
Yeah, well, there's the bite. Anyway,
Oh, it's
Apple was up 63%. Now, did we do anything to contribute to that, Sam?
we certainly did. We certainly did. I know that that I have an iPad that I came in an iPad and a pencil from 2020.
Yeah, we invested in a bunch of computer stuff to this COVID. I got lights. We bought this. I think these iPads, the bigger iPads let us do this so you can see it on Zoom. And so everybody who was home, they're all buying computers to go to school, go to work, so Apple did really well. So the technical stocks and the growth stocks did well. Let's go now and let's go look at the value stocks, okay? This one here, the top line, the purple line at 16% is the S&P again. The blue line is
I'm gonna interject for just 1 second.
Huh?
To answer Nina. Nina, the x-axis is the course of the year of 2020.
I'm sorry, this is, if you look at this,
It goes from January 1st to December 31st.
this is January to December. This is the full year in here. So this is time. I probably should have mentioned, sometimes you get too caught up and you don't think enough to explain what the charts mean. So, and then this axis is the percentage growth. So if we look at this, value stocks were actually down 1% for the year. Now, what kind of things make up value stocks? Well, Berkshire Hathaway, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, how about this guy? Does anybody know who this is? If you know who this is, type it in real quick. Amy, let's see if anybody can get the answer to this right real quick.
Do, 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 do.
All right, I'm watching. I'm waiting. Let's see.
Oh,
We have a slight delay, so we should. Oh, there's my dog. Oh, Brad Adams knows it. Warren Buffett. So does Ed.
Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett, of course, has Berkshire Hathaway, one of the most successful companies over time, and the number one company in that value index. And it did like 0.6% over the year. You see how it fell and just failed to come back while the market came back. If another one on that list was JP Morgan. I mean, another big successful bank, it's down 9%. So the value stocks didn't do well. In fact, it was one of the things, if you're going to be diversified, you're going to have money in different areas because we never know which ones are going to be really good in a given year. And we have one fund that was mostly value stocks, and it only now, like the value index has come back to even, and people are saying, well, how could it be down so much? Well, it's because it's got, if I said to you, should we buy Berkshire Hathaway? Most people say, yeah, that's a great company. But just this past year, it didn't do that well. So,
and also just to interject, Becky and Cindy, we will also accept the Oracle of Omaha.
Okay, Becky, that's another good one. That's how I remember them. Here's another case. These are, this is an index called VDE. It's made up of oil stocks, Exxon, Chevron, ConocoPhillips. It's down minus oops, boy, how did that go? It's down minus 33%. So oil stocks in the S&P didn't come in. So, energy didn't do very well. And the reason the S&P is up at 16 is that the top stocks in the S&P are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. Those are they arrange the stocks by the size of the company. Those are the biggest companies. So they drug the S&P up, even though there were some losers. But if you had different funds diversified on different things, you might see a difference. So it's a good lesson there. Now, when you are investing, one of the things you want to do, if I was, the market kind of goes like this. The market over time kind of goes like this. When you're retired and you need to depend on your assets, you kind of want something that looks more like a nice straight growth. You don't want the ups and downs because you don't want to take money out of something when it's down. One of the things we use for that are different annuities that are indexed to the market but not in it. And they've got fancy with some indexes. This is a thing called risk control. And I'm going over this fast, but I thought I'd show it. Risk control is where when they see the market has high volatility, when the market's crazy going up and down, they get the money out of the market. And when the market has low volatility, they put money in the market. And they have some systems to do that. This is one new index that's a risk-controlled index that appeared this year that's been one of my favorites since it came out. You can see when things are bad, when the market is volatile, they'll put only 5% of the money into stocks, 70% into bonds, and 25% into commodities. When the market's bullish, they'll put 58% in the stocks, 67% in the bonds, and 25% in the commodities. Now, Sam, does anything look suspicious there?
It does. At first glance, I don't believe that it looks like it adds up to more than 100.
It adds up to more than 100. They're actually leveraging up by buying options and things to get them to participate even more in the market. And what does this mean if it's done right? Well, this is an index called the SG Columbia Global Market States Index. And it's going back to 2002. And you see the red line is the index and the gray line is the S&P 500. And you can see how it's nice and smooth. It doesn't have it. Now, here's the thing. Up to this point, it's back tested. This is a computer algorithm. It's just set and forget. It's run by computer. People aren't making decisions. They program the computer. And so most of this data is back-tested data, which, you kind of get suspicious of. But let's just zoom in on the data that is good. They created this just before the market crash. The red line on top is this index. The gray line on the bottom is the S&P. This was the big drop of 33%. You can see it, boy, for a while, it went up a little, So this is again why some of the annuity strategies, the structured products we use, can participate in this line and capture it and achieve a straight line without losses. So that's a little piece there on the market and why we sometimes look for alternatives and ways to get off that roller coaster. This is a way to basically eliminate the roller coaster. So that's what I know for 2020, our little review for 2020. Hopefully 2021 will be better. 2021 will be better. How about anybody else to say hi to or anything, Sam?
Well, we had some questions come in. I got a little confused as to what questions were referring to what. Uh, but Ed is curious about where you think that inflation is headed, uh, given the stimulus spending and climbing yields. I don't
Well,
know if yeah.
the countries have gotten really good at manipulating the bond prices. And so the general thoughts are that bond prices and inflation will stay low for some time. And if they don't, we're in trouble because we have racked up a lot of debt. And if the interest on that debt which is now like 1%, if it goes back up to 5%, we're going to be in trouble paying off our debt. We won't be able to, which is another reason to think that taxes could go up if that happens. But that's the general wisdom. But boy, it's a crazy world. So anything else? Well,
I'm sorry, I'm looking back up at the stuff that happened while. Sorry, I got a little bit lost up here in the comments, Dad.
how are we doing for time? Do we want to talk about what's on my board, or do we want to jump right?
4 minutes.
Pardon?
We've got 4 minutes.
Okay, let's do the board real quick then. Let me go. You want to hide yourself.
Okay, fine.
One of the things, a lot of times we have people that are guests coming in and they're saying, they kind of enjoy this, but they're wondering, can we help them, or is there something they could know? We kind of have a process, a process of review concentrates on 3 things. First, it looks at your income plan. What's your current income plan? If you don't have one, we try to do one quickly to find out, one, will you run out of money? Or in fact, could you be spending more in retirement? Then we look at investments. And we look at investments, one, in terms of the amount of risk you're taking. Because if you're taking, you want to make sure you're not taking so much risk that you can run out of money. What you saw today gives you an idea. And also how that money is positioned in a tax standpoint. Are you diversified, not just from an investment standpoint, but from a tax standpoint? And that brings us to the tax plan. Are you paying too much in tax? Are you doing some of the things you should be doing to prepare yourself for the future and the potential and very likely tax increases that we'll see? So if you'd like to kind of get this done for you at no cost or obligation, if you come to these and laugh at our jokes, we can get together by Zoom and take a look at this. How can they get in touch with us, Amy?
They can call 815-3100. That's area code 910. Or if it's okay, I'm just going to drop our Calendarly link into the Facebook comments, and they can just book directly if you're good with that.
Yeah, you can put it right there. You can click on that and go book a time, or you can call Mary or Susan at the office and do it the old-fashioned way on the phone, and have a 15-minute phone call just to talk about your situation and talk to Sam or I to see if what would be right for you. And Sam, you can show yourself again. And now we come to I think our favorite part.
Yes, absolutely. So for those of you who may not have your name in this bucket, the way to get your name in this bucket is easy. Each week, all you have to do is communicate with us anyway. Shoot us an email, send us a message, give us a call. Let us know that you want to enter our wine drawing. Forward any of our emails to a friend. Let us know about them know about our happy half hours, and let us know that you let them know. Basically, any way that you want, we want to get your name in this bucket, and let us know, and we'll put it in there. And we're giving away 2 bottles of wine from Fermental Bottle Shop, which is out in Ogden. And it's going to be delivered directly to your door. And so today, our winner, 2 bottles of wine from Fermental Bottle Shop, is Tony C.
Tony C. Well, congratulations.
So congratulations, Tony. You have won 2 bottles of wine. And to everybody else, keep emailing us. I love writing everybody's name down every week and putting it in there. It brings me a lot of joy.
Send us an email with, we've already got some, but always send us an email with what you'd like to see throughout the rest of this year on Happy Half Hour topics we can cover. We've had a lot of demand for Bitcoin, and we may put together a good Bitcoin conversation.
Yeah, I think that we've definitely had a lot of interest in learning about cryptocurrency.
And also the blockchain that Bitcoin's based on, it has the potential to kind of replace banks. It's really interesting. So we'll see. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I think that we might be ready to do that next week, and we think that it may even end up being a multi-week thing.
Yeah. So that's what we know, and you all have a great New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. And we will see you next week.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Bye-bye.